Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to Late Night Beats. I want to talk about the 3-day recording session I just did, and it was a really enjoyable experience. I would have to say that it's sometimes good to do something meaningful for yourself. We're so detached from the impact of the meaningful things that we do that doing something fun and having a tape to show for it at the end of the process was really, really good. So of course the big question is the product there? Is the album ready? And I would say, of course, yes and no. But the reality is that the structure is there, the songs are recorded, most of the performances are there, the general concept is there, and the building blocks are definitely there. There are still a few empty spaces that I could use and record over. I actually do want to explore a collaborative aspect too with this project, and I want to invite a good friend of mine, Druid, to play a little EBow with me. So basically 2 guitars played with an EBow. I think maybe I still have some room to improve the transitions between the songs. I'll think about it, but I kind of like it in this raw format as it is right now. So we'll see. The goal is not to overcomplicate this process. So what was the session like? First of all, I absolutely love recording to tape. And I recognize that it's totally a vibes thing. But whenever I record a session to digital, even to my Zoom mixer, whenever I listen back, it sounds different than what it sounded like in the room. With that tape, it sounds exactly the same how it felt in the room, and sometimes even better. I know it's an imperfect medium, but it just totally works for what I have in my head and what I want to achieve sonically. And it achieves it without mixing, which is super awesome for me. Second of all, the modular system I borrowed from my friend really came in clutch in a couple of places. Whenever I was feeling lost or maybe without a direction a little bit, I would just patch something fun real quick and I would take it from there, and it would always lead me in good places. And the second super cool thing about this is that, again, a tape is perfect for any sort of patching or semi-modular system, because once you commit a patch to tape, you can easily disassemble it, so you're not going to suffer from what I called cable spaghetti nostalgia. None of that. And finally, as always, the Deluge is an absolute beast of a modular sequencer. I really love my Deluge. The OP1 itself was also really cool for this session. I did this one trick that I recorded separate tracks from the OP1 into separate tracks onto my 4-track, but I would sort of notch them a little bit so that they wouldn't be perfectly in sync. And now I can sort of perform by changing the volumes of those 4 tracks and have them float between each other. It could be a really cool result. And the crazy thing is that I still did not use all of the ideas from the tape. I know I was kind of generous with the time, I was just going with the flow, but there were still a few more ideas I could put in there. So maybe I need a longer tape, who knows. But I actually ended up using a lot of the ideas that were on the OP1, and I mostly sort of mangled them, slowed them down, and used them as backgrounds and ambience also between songs. So that was kind of cool and very easy to achieve. So what's next? Record a work in progress performance, perform and record with Druid, then capture the final performance, get it mastered, and publish it. Should be simple enough. So I'll try to update you soon, but if you don't hear from me from the next 2 years, don't say I didn't warn you. Peace.